Fans, we remind you that Franklin and Marshall, the Centennial Conference, and the NCAA promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating acts directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Also, consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages and tobacco products is prohibited. Artificial noisemakers, air horns, and electronic amplifiers also not permitted. We thank you for your cooperation. Enjoy this afternoon's championship game.
It's John Whitwer, RPA announcer here at Tyler's Field. Does a great job for us. Thanks for him for coming over for this Sunday afternoon matchup. He was over at football yesterday doing the same thing. Franklin and Marshall and Johns Hopkins just moments away from the rematch of the 2017 Centennial Conference Championship, which F&M won in Hopkins. Can Hopkins return the favor here in 2018 on the away turf? We'll see how both of those teams got here with a couple of goals from yesterday's actions. First, from Franklin and Marshall, the penalty corner, and just a deflection here. Lily Minot, the sophomore, able to tie the game up, and you can see the reaction as that had been in the works for a while. They had been pressuring Muhlenberg the entire way, and here is the game winner in OT. Great work from Melissa Gula to intercept that pass, and Gula able to get it over to Aaron Coverdale. Although it took Aaron Coverdale a couple of chances, great saves and great effort here, but Coverdale able to finally net the game winner home for Franklin and Marshall. That was the first game of the afternoon. And here's the second. Ursinus and Hopkins, Izzy Thompson doing it herself with around 5 minutes remaining in the game, and that's all Hopkins needed to get to this point. Aaron Coverdale is at the center, and we will start the 2018 Centennial Conference Field Hockey Championship here on Tyler. Whistle blown dead, and now Colleen Francis will sky one into the other end. Whistle down. And now up the flank. Semasajan all the way for Corby. Bodo whistle on the foul. Sajin now to take it. This is a good attack from Johns Hopkins. It's led by Izzy Thompson, who leads the team with 12 goals. Although, really, when you look at this Hopkins team, the key, Grace Hillman. Here's an open look, just missed. And now cleared away to the outside. Will be 16 and out. All the way over for Morrissey. Morrissey with a nice inside move, just gets away from her, and Hopkins quickly on the attack. Morrissey, though, able to poke it out. Cleared up onto the sideline. Nagel can't handle it. It'll roll out of bounds. Sophie Kim looked like she was going to take over possession, but instead it whistles over to F&M. Xander, you did the games yesterday. What were you impressed with on the Johns Hopkins side during that Ursinus matchup?
Johns Hopkins did an excellent job of keeping the ball in the offensive half of the field. They really didn't allow Ursinus any possession, if any good passes, really closed down on the passing lanes for Ursinus, and we're just converging to the ball at high rates of speed and is doing a great job at it.
Speaking of high rates of speed, here comes Aaron Coverdale, able to grab the ball away, cuts to the right. Coverdale, and her pass is knocked away, but a whistle on Sarah Matias, and Aaron Coverdale earns Franklin and Marshall a penalty corner.
But yeah, that Hopkins defense, their midfield specifically, did a great job of keeping the ball in the offensive half of Ursinus, and they really didn't let Ursinus get anything going at all, and just did an excellent job dominating that game.
Well, this is where Franklin and Marshall scored their first goal in yesterday's contest against Muhlenberg. Emily Nagel will take it on the far side. Nagel knocks it in to Coverdale. Coverdale, chip shot, knocked away. Whistle dead. Katie Mackerlane was able to break up that pass. But Franklin and Marshall will have another chance at the penalty corner. 8 in yesterday's contest against Muhlenberg, and they were able to capitalize against 1. This seems where Franklin and Marshall is able to generate most of their goals.
Yeah, they do a really good job. Head coach Kaylin Eager, she does a great job drawing up plays as they always look over to the sideline, get the right call.
Outside, good defensive work. That's a great block tackle. Hopkins defense does well. F&M, though, still sniffing. Ball is loose, whistle dead, and it'll be another penalty corner coming up for the Diplomats. Hopkins defenders, they go grab their mass behind the net. Every player should do that. I never understood why you wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't want to get that damaged. That's the one that's going to pay the bills.
Gula. Coverdale in front. Minot trying to work on the defender. And she will draw the foul. And Hopkins tries to clear the zone, but it's just a misconnect. That was Avery Seward. Freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina. One of 5 freshmen in the starting lineup today for Johns Hopkins. Very different from last year's lineup, which is senior heavy, senior class. This year, lots of freshmen as key contributors to this team.
Yeah, specifically Izzy Thompson. She's had an exceptional year as the first year from Carrollton, Texas. And, you know, this Hopkins team's a little bit of a, not so much a Cinderella run, but surprising as what they've done this season with being so young and losing so many talented seniors. And now the freshmen are coming in and stepping up in big roles for the Blue Jays.
Over to the sideline. Bodo working closely against Hillman. Excuse me, that's Seward. Seward's pass off of Bodo. Looking for Sajin. Instead, Bodo into the middle. Gula. Looking for someone. Opts for Nagel, but it's intercepted. Abby Burke to the far sideline. Mackerlane keeps it in. Now works it back to Burke. Miss Hopkins will take it on the far side. Here's Burke in the corner. Right on the byline. It's well defended. And this will stay with Hopkins. F&M working a 3-3-3-1 with a sweeper. Juliana Kegel, the lone sweeper. Last year acted as the central role in the 3 defenders in front of her. And then had to transition this year onto the back line. She's done very well in that role for the Diplomats, the senior.
Kegel all season really been a key component of that F&M defense. She's really helped out Ileana Santangelo, done a great job solidifying that back line, making sure they're doing the right thing. Communicating is always key on defense, and she's always barking out there and making sure people are in the right place at the right time.
Minot does a nice job to knock that one away. Hillman, what a decorated career for the senior. Earned second-team All-American last year, was the Defensive Player of the Year in the Centennial Conference. Hopkins, they operate in a 3-diamond-3 formation, and Hillman is that center defender. This is a good touch forward from Burke. Well defended, though, by Kegel. Kegel pushing out. Sajon whips it wide. Now to the far sideline. That's Scherer. Maddie Brown-Scherer locked up with Morrissey. Crossed into the middle. Here's Thompson. And she's whistled on the foul. Well defended by Colleen Francis. That was a good look inside to Izzy Thompson.
Always dangerous when the ball gets in the stick of Izzy Thompson. She has been the offensive weapon for Johns Hopkins so far this year with 12 goals, 25 points on the season. She's done an exceptional job in her first year.
Yeah, and that 12th goal that she scored yesterday actually breaks a freshman scoring record held by Beth Cariello in 1990 for most goals scored by a freshman in Hopkins history. Also most by a Blue Jay since 2013. Here's Gula in the offensive end. Gula working against Sejan. Gula to keep it. Crosses in. Ooh, that one went off an ankle. Gula still has it. Works in. Coverdale. The shot. Rebound. Nice save from Jody Barris. Barris gets on her belly and is able to knock what was a crazy deflection off to the side. And Hopkins escapes the first threat.
Yeah, you can feel the tension now leading up to that one. After that, very good opportunity from F&M. That is one of their key plays, is really just get it in front of the net at all costs and just see if they can get a good deflection or bounce into the net off the end of somebody's stick.
Yeah, and the deflection obviously in favor of F&M yesterday with Lily Minot, but Erin Coverdale, she makes a living in front of the net like that as well. 18 goals on the season. Great work from Melissa Gula, though, to get to the outside and make it happen.
Yeah, Gula has really been a key component of that part in the offensive half, doing a great job running, sprinting to the outside, forcing the defense to extend into the corners and opens up some space in the middle.
Nice defending here from Brown Scherer, but she is whistled on the foul. And now Gula out wide to Morrissey. Morrissey goes in looking for Phoebe Wood. Nagel on the byline out to Wood. Wood could not get a piece of it. And now it's Hopkins on the counter. Into the middle. A nice look. Great move from Michaela Corvey. Corvey still has it. Working through 3 diplomats, and finally it's taken away from Gula. Gula couldn't get much on her pass. Now it's Burke. And Hopkins takes the foul. They'll set up in the offensive third. That one ricochets off of Coverdale's leg. She seems unfazed. Nagel, her pass is deflected. And Phoebe Wood will pick up the scraps. Wood out wide. Nagel looking inside for Coverdale, and it's taken away. Hopkins has done a really nice job of disrupting Franklin Marshall's passing as Gula gets tied up and is whistled on the foul. And one of the main reasons why the Diplomats were so good against Hopkins here in the regular season finale was because they were just able to pass at will. Against Hopkins, there wasn't much of disruption from the Blue Jays.
Yeah, for sure. In that game, F&M really just dominated that one from start to finish. They really knew exactly where each other were going to be, passing it all over the field, going up and down.
Probably the best game that Franklin Marshall has played this season. And they have played some good games, including games that they have fallen on the wrong side of, most notably Muhlenberg and Messiah earlier this year. Here's a penalty corner for Johns Hopkins. Whipped up front, now to the side. And here's the shot. Looks like it hit off of a Hopkins player in front. Santangelo has got to kick one away. Another shot and another save from Santangelo. And Ileana Santangelo does a nice job for F&M on the first corner for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, Santangelo. There's a reason she is leading the conference in save percentage with an .842 save percentage, only giving up 9 goals all season, which is just a stunning stat. Her and her defense doing a great job all season protecting that.
Yeah,
cage.
Definitely that 9 goals comes as a credit to the defense as well. They're not giving up many chances, but the save percentage, to me, that's the important stat. That means that the shots that Santangelo is facing, she's saving the large majority of them.
Yes, for sure. And she has done an exceptional job all season at that. Defense, too, really protecting her and the cage, doing a great job. Kegel as the sweeper, making sure everybody's together as one unit and communicating.
Yeah, she's a senior that F&M will dearly miss when she graduates. Hopkins pressing again here on the offensive side. Thompson breaks free, but a whistle blows this dead. Hopkins still has it. On to the far side. Pass goes towards the middle, and F&M now will take over. This is good pressure from Burke. Bodo has it on the sideline. Good block tackle from Seward.
Saw a lot of that yesterday in the matchup between Hopkins and Ursinus. Hopkins putting a load of pressure on the Ursinus defense as they tried to get it out of their own end, but could not.
Oh, that one flicked up on a Minot's hand, but quickly she's faced with the ball. Nice move to get past the first defender, and it's knocked away by Mattias. Bodo out on the wing. Franklin Marshall has still got it in the offensive end. Excuse me, this one will go to Hopkins now. Deflected, Bodo. Looking for Coverdale. Her pass is a little strong. Well defended, though, by Hopkins. Sophie Kim knocks that one away. Long cross in. It's deflected out of bounds by Mattias, and it will be Hopkins ball coming out. Or excuse me, F&M ball going in. It's really a guessing game at this point.
Yeah, you know, a bunch of whistles blowing here and there, but you got to roll with the punches.
Gullit just maintaining possession. Nice pass. That was a good look from Colleen Francis. It just did not get to Coverdale.
Coverdale was open there in front of the net, but good defending by Johns Hopkins to cut that passing lane off.
Foul. F&M will have it on the near side. Here's Bodo. Now Thompson tries to flick it up over Francis. Francis looking for Coverdale. That pass was deflected wide. And now Hopkins trying to release. That's a great pass up the flank. Corvey trying to run with it. Nice play on the back end. That's Emma Durantine, the sophomore defender. Well, it is playoff time here in the Centennial Conference, and this is not the only championship game going on. Down at Haverford, the men's soccer championship is underway, and it was 1-0 Haverford about 3 seconds ago, but now 2 seconds ago it has become 1-1 as Franklin Marshall is tied now with the Fords. Jim Conley with the tying goal in the 14th minute of action. And actually down at Johns Hopkins is the women's soccer championship where Hopkins takes on Swarthmore. Swarthmore right now is on top of the Blue Jays 1-0. Maureen McCoy scored in the 4th minute. So some good news if you're an F&M fan on the soccer side.
For sure, for sure. Never like to be down 1-0.
And also some more action here in Franklin Marshall's end as the women's volleyball championship is happening in Mazer. Although F&M, they're not a part of it. It is Hopkins and it's McDaniel, and right now Hopkins leading 14-7 in the first set. So lots of action happening right now. No football today, unless you're an NFL fan. But if you're just a Centennial Conference fan, you're out of luck.
Yeah, you are out of luck with that one. Centennial Conference all over the map here as so many teams are vying for those NCAA tournament appearances, trying to see if they can contest for a national championship, get into the field, make some magic happen, get a run, and then see what happens later on down the line.
Yeah, last year really seemed to be F&M's run as they made it all the way to the Final Four. And they lost to Middlebury 2-1 in overtime. That was one of the best field hockey games I've ever seen.
Middlebury, excellent field hockey squad.
Oh, man.
Known for it up in the Northeast for being one of the best field hockey teams.
Yeah, ended up winning the championship. Nice play here. Oh, just out of reach for Lily Minot. What a great pass from Coverdale. It was just ahead of the sophomore Lily Minot.
Just a little bit too much pace and weight on that ball, but an excellent opportunity for the Diplomats.
Well, here's Minot again on the byline trying to keep the ball in. Hopkins tries to clear it, and F&M will have another penalty corner. That's some good pressure from these attackers for F&M. We see Coverdale every once in a while. She'll get on her horse and track down a loose ball or pressure a turnover. And those make the difference. The attackers defending.
Absolutely. Minot doing a great job of it, too, as the sophomores learning from the junior in this season. Looking to step into that role eventually, as both of them playing together are quite a dynamic duo.
16:25 remaining here in the first half. Still scoreless. Aaron Coverdale. The shot. Nice save. Barris was all over it. She closed the gates and was able to keep that one out of the net.
Yeah, she was not going to let that one go through the 5-hole there. As she makes a great save on a very powerful shot from Coverdale.
Yeah, Jody Barris. When you talk about Ileana Santangelo and how good she has been this season, Jody Barris last year, as just a sophomore, was the first team Centennial Conference goalkeeper. Santangelo was the second team. And you might think that there's a little rivalry between the two in net.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
There's Santangelo, a year older, and she has been a first-team goalkeeper, but last year it was Barris who was granted the award, deservingly so. She was excellent. She's been very good this season as well.
Yeah, Barris with a .781 save percentage, making 57 saves, only 16 goals against her in total.
Those are good numbers, especially when you play some of the high-end teams. Mary Washington, they played Washington and Lee earlier this season. Christopher Newport, a 2-1 win in overtime. Christopher Newport always nationally ranked.
Salisbury, too.
Yep.
Top-ranked team in the Mid-Atlantic region right now.
Pass trickling outside. Emily Nagel back on the field. She replaces Lily Minot, who gets a quick break. Bodo goes to Gula. Gula can't find Coverdale. And now Thompson. Into the middle for Corvey. Corvey beats one defender, and she is fouled by Francis. And Francis will be sent off. So F&M will be down a player. And they will pack it in defensively as Michaela Nicholas also on the field for Franklin Marshall. She subbed in earlier. She'll drop behind the foul. Morrissey, well defended. Does a nice job to keep possession. Now gets past two defenders. Although the pass from Nagel unable to get through.
Morrissey all year done a great job on that outside flank, channeling the attackers away from the goal into the corner, allows them to really trap them and put a lot more pressure defensively on those attackers.
Francis is dealt the green card as she still remains on the sideline. Hopkins trying to take advantage. That's Burke. Burke with an aerial pass into the F&M defensive third, but it's whistled down. Morrissey does the same. All the way back to Sari Mattias. Nice work here from Phoebe Wood. Wood with good possession. She's got Gula on the flank. Gula looking for Nicholas. who turns on the jets, but that pass was way out in front. Rolls outside, and F&M will try to trap Hopkins here as Katie Mackerlin will bring the ball up.
Courtney Kennedy looking to get in on the action over there in that corner.
Just out of reach for Corby. Courtney Kennedy's been playing very well this season for F&M.
Yeah, she's done a great job coming off the bench, either in the middle of the first half or towards the end, and then to start the second half. Done a great job being a spark plug offensively for the Diplomats.
Have to have those bench players that are going to be key contributors on the way. Here's Gula, works her way past 1 and 2 defenders, but then her pass is picked off. Now Phoebe Wood tracking it down.
Yeah, those bench players, as you mentioned, they are key, along with Courtney Kennedy. You have Abby Straub coming in, too, defensively, which is, she does a great job, the sophomore.
Hopkins has a couple of them as well. Megan O'Feel, the senior, she comes on. Moved from defense to attack this season. And Valerie Henderson has also been getting some good time. Nice work from Francis. Knowles the threat. Lucy Ryder, senior midfielder, she comes on in substitution for Hopkins. Plays on this near side flank against Bodo. Here's Kennedy. Mattias all the way up. Thompson. Nice move to get to the inside half. Looking for Sajin. Nice play from Wood.
Thompson with a very quick first step there once she does have the ball. Excellent burst of speed from her.
They've struggled a bit to get her the ball, although she's had an opportunity or two. She plays a high striker right on the last defender.
Yeah, definitely a key there, highlight there for F&M defenders to make sure that she does not get the ball in her possession right in front of that net. Keep it out of her double team, triple team, and make sure that it's tough and difficult there to get the ball on the stick of Thompson.
Mine was flying towards the net. Gula to the byline. Her pass taken away by Sophie Kim. And Kim is well defended by Nagel. Nagel will have it on the far side.
Kim played an excellent game yesterday against Ursinus on the defensive end. Did a great job making several tackles at the midfield and turning over the Bears.
Yeah, and that's what it seemed like against Ursinus was the defensive aspect of it came right at the midfield line, just keeping the ball in Ursinus's defensive half and winning 50-50 tackles.
Yes, for sure. Hopkins won the majority of the 50-50 balls, and they converged together defensively and made sure it was very difficult for the Bears to get anything going into the offensive third and half.
F&M still with it. Hopkins doing a really nice job to disrupt the passing and the rhythm that F&M is trying to find themselves in. Defensively, they've been strong. Sajin to the outside. Nagel. Looks like she tripped up Ryder.
Kennedy was looking to jump a pass there, but got faked out on the fake. Now with Bodo here on the near side.
Cuts back in. Megan O'Fell coming into the game. Forward. She'll take over. Now Gula. Still working closely. It'll go Hopkins' way. 7:14 remaining here in the first half. Centennial Conference Championship game. Johns Hopkins and F&M at it again. Rematch from last year. F&M scored a goal 5 minutes in, and then a goal 15 minutes in. On to their fourth Centennial Conference Championship. Their first since 2012. Hopkins looking for their first championship since 2003.
2003 championship was a special one, however, as they took down Ursinus in a hotly contested match.
Yep. And then it was Ursinus taking down the rest of the league for the next 10 years.
Yes, Ursinus was an absolute powerhouse within the league in the Centennial.
Yeah. From 04 to 2011, Ursinus won every Centennial Conference championship. Hopkins was in that conversation for 4 years, 06, 07, 08, and 09. And then it's been Franklin and Marshall since 2011, as they have been in every single Centennial Conference championship since 2011.
Quite a stretch runs for a multitude of Centennial Conference teams there. As the torch has been passed from one to another.
It's been Hopkins, Ursinus, and F&M. And really, it's just been Ursinus. Let's just get that clear, because then they went on another run from 2013 to 2016. They dominated. Grace Hillman returns for Hopkins. Coverdale also comes back on the field after a brief timeout. She'll get a run in the last 5 minutes of action here. Gula wings it into Hopkins' half. Engel gets a piece of the initial pass from Mattias, and now takes it away from Kim. Nagel working, couldn't get that pass to herself though. Deflected off of the foot of Coverdale all the way to the outside, where it rolls out of bounds. Well, in other Centennial Conference playoff news, Haverford went on top of F&M 2-1 in the 24th minute. Peter Baroff with the goal. Franklin Marshall came right back. Max Goiter 3 minutes later scores the equalizer to make it 2-2. That's only in the first half, mind you.
It's going to be a high-scoring contest already. Second half should be exciting then for that one.
SWAT still leading Johns Hopkins in the women's championship. And in volleyball, Hopkins leading McDaniel 25-12 in the first set. Good action here. It's been back and forth. Addie Peters tries to clear the zone.
Peters, another key bench contributor for the Diplomats. Seen a lot of action this season as a sophomore coming in to the defensive end.
Yeah, you have seen this crew all season.
They're not the same as they were at the beginning of the season, I'll tell you that much.
One might say.
One might say. They started off winning 5 straight games. Then that tough loss to Muhlenberg, I think that loss right there really drove them. And they then rattled off 2 wins. They lost a tough one to Messiah, but Messiah, a nationally known team.
Yeah, number 1 right now.
Country. For field hockey, they lost that game in overtime. And then after that, they proceeded to win the rest of the way, all the way up into the Centennial Conference championship game, and they have been on fire as of recently.
Hopkins had a similar run themselves this year, except the loss at F&M halted an 11-game win streak. F&M has won the last 2 meetings against Johns Hopkins, and the last 4 here at Tylis.
Hopkins 8-0 this season at home here at Tylis, playing Centennial Conference play.
Foul whistle on the far side. Morrissey will take it. Airs one out down to Coverdale. It's a great pass. Nagel cleaning things up, but this will go Hopkins' way. 6 shots for F&M, 3 for the Blue Jays. Really, the Hopkins had 1 good chance on the first penalty corner, the only penalty corner that they have had today. F&M on the other end, they put up a shot or 2 on the penalty corner, and then Aaron Coverdale had a nice look on net.
Minot almost had that one, would have been in for a goal one-on-one with Barris, but just out of reach of hers.
Yeah, that's not even in the shot category, you're right.
Yep. Good stab there by Minot, putting some pressure on there as her and Coverdale converging on the ball.
Morrissey looking for Nagel. Great pass, and Nagel trying to keep possession. Well defended by Kim. But she's whistling the foul. Now Nagel going into the inside half. Pass is deflected, but once again, F&M maintaining action, putting on the pressure here with a minute left in the first half. Gula on the far side. Sweep pass into the middle. Cleared away. Just seems like every time F&M gets in their offensive third, Hopkins does a great job of converging and just muddling the field.
Yes, absolutely. Saw it yesterday against Ursinus. On the few chances Ursinus did have, the defense really converged, packed in, made it real tough for Ursinus to get anything going, any good passes within that circle, as that seems to be Hopkins' defensive identity.
Gridlocked here. Ball skirts out into the middle. Taken by Peters. And now the final seconds tick off the clock as the buzzer sounds. And that is the end of the first half. 0-0 your score. Good action back and forth. These two teams are disrupting each other's play pretty consistently. Neither team is able to get easy passes, and that'll just tell you the defenses for these squads. I mean, they're running everywhere and they're doing the best they can. Hopkins has been impressive when F&M has gone on the counter. They've been able to keep F&M from any easy looks, and same goes for the Diplomats when Hopkins is moving up the field as well. Both teams just seem to be missing that extra step.
It'll be interesting coming out of halftime, seeing if both coaches can drop some offensive sets or plays, see if they can get anything going offensively to get rid of this gridlock so far.
0-0 your score as we head into halftime. We'll be right back on the other side of the break, get you scores and updates from the other Centennial Conference Championships happening around the conference. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to GoDiplomats.com. Scoreless here as we enter the second half at Tylis Field. Franklin and Marshall and Johns Hopkins all tied up in the 2018 Centennial Conference Championship game. 6 shots for F&M, 3 for the Blue Jays. All 3 of theirs are on goal, and only 2 on goal for Franklin and Marshall. Those 4 corners were key for the Diplomats, but Hopkins looked dangerous on their lone corner of the game. And here's Xander with the stats.
Yeah, those corners are key for F&M. On Hopkins' side, Maddie Brown-Shearer with 2 goals, 2 of them on target. Seema Sajan, 1 shot on goal. And for F&M, Emma Durantine with one of the few shots on goal, along with Erin Coverdale, who had 5 shots, 2 of them on goal of her own.
Yeah, Coverdale's been the main catalyst so far for F&M, and we knew that coming in, that she would be the big offensive threat. But defensively for Johns Hopkins, they've stood well. When you have somebody like Emma Hillman. There's going to be Grace Hillman organizing the defense and sitting right in front of 3 defenders. And you're in good hands.
Yeah, absolutely. And Juliana Kegel on the other side for F&M, doing a great job as the sweeper for the Diplomats, making sure everybody's in position on the defensive end.
Nice moves from Maddie Burke, and she'll get some space here. Burke, pass intended for Thompson. Hopkins will keep it. Over to the outside. Here's Burke. Morrissey defends well. Gets in on a block tackle. Kicks it away, but it will stay Hopkins' ball. Good defending from Morrissey. Here's Thompson. Drawing out. Does a nice job to get it to the sideline. Seward crossing it in. Ball's loose. And Hopkins earns a penalty corner. Now, they looked very dangerous on their first and lone penalty corner of that first half. And they put up a couple of shots, and Santangelo had to make a few saves. This is where Hopkins can really take advantage.
Yeah, Hopkins coming out of that halftime break definitely was key for them to make sure that they get their penalty corners, get the right play, and execute it at a high level.
In the middle, mishandled at first, and it looks like Hopkins squanders this penalty corner. Ball rolls out, Minot can't control. Well, our sideline reporter, Sydney Cole, gives us a couple of insightful points, the former Diplomat player, talking about this game. And she kind of brings experience in her end because of all the finals games that class had played in. And she understands the finals games. It talks about how, you know, both teams are stepping pretty hard to the ball, and defensively, Hopkins playing very well, both sides playing well, but that's what you get in a championship game. Both teams seem they don't want to get the mistake that is going to cost them later on.
Yeah, for sure, especially in a championship game, everything is magnified. One mistake can be the end of it, and both these teams are very good. They're set up well for the NCAA tournament, but still having that Centennial Conference championship is always nice.
What a nice play from Thompson to keep it in. Now to the sidelines. Santangelo awaits the shot, but it's whistled dead by the official. That was Corvey cutting in on the byline, and it will be a penalty corner coming up for Hopkins. What a dangerous play, kick-started by the freshman Thompson on the near side. Yeah,
Corvey on the receiving end of that one. The transfer from Colgate doing an excellent job using your speed, getting to the outside, bringing it up the byline, and then trying to get a shot on goal there.
Ball works towards the middle. Kick to the outside. Crossed in. Santangelo comes out of the net. Kicks it around. Here's the shot from Thompson, but she just doesn't get much on it, and it slices wide. Well worked by Hopkins. They were able to move the ball around, and they forced Santangelo to come out of net, but Thompson just didn't have a clear angle on the shot and couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah, you can see as we talked about it going into halftime, that was going to be key for them, see if they could draw up something offensively, get it into the zone on both sides, and see if they could exploit a weakness that they saw in the first half.
Hopkins still with it. On the outside, nice cutback for McElwain. Into the middle. Here's the shot deflected off of Kegel. And another penalty corner. That was Corvey who controlled the ball and shot it off of Kegel's foot. Hopkins now the aggressors early on in the second half. Already 2 shots on net.
this was the first chance here. And now ball played in.
Back to the middle. On to the outside. The shot, save. Santangelo gets a foot out in front. It's controlled in front of the net. And again, Hopkins with another opportunity here. They are slowly putting together a nice little run.
Yeah, Hopkins coming out of that halftime break have been the aggressors in this second half. Many more offensive possessions.
It goes to Brown Shearer. Nice play out of the back from Kegel. F&M needed that.
Kegel again, that backline sweeper doing an excellent job coming up and making a play when F&M needed it most.
Kegel, of course, taking over for Sarah Schonauer, who was the sweeper for the Diplomats for 4 years. Schonauer was actually named the tournament MVP last year during the Centennial Conference tournament.
Big shoes to fill for Kegel there, but she's doing an excellent job stepping into that role.
Yeah. Schonauer now practicing to be a nurse.
Love to hear that.
Yeah. Diplomats getting it into the offensive end. Now Gula. Her pass is deflected up. Kegel does a nice job, or excuse me, Nagel did a nice job to try to track down that pass, and her efforts are rewarded. Gula's pass again, though, intercepted. It seems like with Melissa Gula, she is tasked with just running all over the field. And from time to time, it can get tiring.
Absolutely. She's been doing that all season. I have to say she's probably the best in shape one of them all, running back and forth consistently. And it's got to be tiring, and you never really see her come out of the game at all.
Of course, that was Annie Horsley's role last year, kind of being the facilitator of the midfield. And yeah, all season, Gula plays a full game, plus the overtime yesterday at the most taxing position physically on the field.
It's a tough spot, but somebody's got to do it, and she's stepped up, and she has done a superb job in it this season.
Somebody's got to do it. It's Gula. Flicked up, knocked away. Coverdale comes up with it. She's got Minot on the outside. Great pass from Coverdale into open space. Now Minot has Nagel on the back post. Runs into three Hopkins defenders, works around one of them, cuts it back. And it's whistled dead as Johns Hopkins will retreat to the midfield line as a penalty corner coming up for F&M, their first of the half.
F&M looking over to the sideline, getting the play call here for this penalty corner. This is a key moment for F&M as their first penalty corner of this second half. Going to be key and interesting to see what they draw up here with Coverdale at the top of the circle.
Nagel to take it. Coverdale knocks it wide. Back in. Nice defensive work from Grace Hillman. She booked it out, and she knew that pass was headed for Gula. But still, F&M, they'll keep it on the corner.
Back and forth we go. Two corners there for Hopkins, now two corners for F&M. This second half is about to get interesting.
Yes, it is. Coverdale. Shot deflected off the foot of Sajon. We'll do it again. Diplomat players looking toward the sideline where it looks like Jen Hanks, the assistant coach, or is it Gabrielle Nolt? I'm not sure. Holding up signs to signal what play they want to run on the corner.
F&M yesterday scored a goal after switching sides, of which the corner would be taken from, so we'll see if he can get the same thing here.
They do that here. Nice defensive play on the far end of the field. Looked to be Seward.
Seward stepping strong and hard to the ball there and did a good job controlling the ball there from the defensive end and just stripping it from F&M.
Good effort from Gula. And now Wood taking over. Thompson whistled on the foul. Gula. Into the middle. Minot couldn't get there in time. And Hopkins will take over. Wood. Her pass intercepted. A lot of back and forth here on the near side. Thompson knocks it out. Morrissey airs it out. Knocked away by Mattias. It just seems like Hopkins and F&M defensively, they're reading each other's plays, going back and forth. They know exactly where the opponent is going to go with the ball. They've been able to get some deflections as a result.
Well, playing each other not so long ago in the season finale for both teams, and then probably looking back, going through that 2017 Centennial Conference Championship game, they're going to know everything about each other as these two teams were on a collision course this season.
Yeah, they're very familiar with one another. Intimately familiar with one another. They've faced each other plenty over the past 2 seasons. They know each other's makeups. And they're coached by 2 strong head coaches with good experience. Jane Wells on Hopkins' end. She was the head coach at Rhodes College for 12 years. With 152 wins in that time frame with Rhodes. And then on the other side, Caitlin Eager, 2nd season with F&M. And she kind of has been at F&M for quite some time, first as an assistant, then promoted to head coach.
Eager winning the Centennial Conference Championship in her rookie season at the helm. Quite a milestone there.
Came over from York in 2016. Nice control there from Minot. But it's taken away. There's Corvey. Nice move to get past the first defender. Corvey, the sweep shot just past the post.
That was the closest shot we've seen all day. That was an excellent move there by Corvey. Almost caught the F&M defense off guard there. Santangelo stretched wide to the right, and she can breathe a sigh of relief as that one sailed wide left.
Great work from Gula. Defensively, Gula looking for Minot, and Minot's just out of gas.
Yeah, ball's just had a little bit too much pace on it, and Minot could not catch up.
Courtney Kennedy subbing into the game. Bodo, a good effort, but Kim stays strong on the block tackle. She's whistled for the foul, however, and out goes to Kennedy. Here's Kennedy looking inwards. Pass off of the body of Avery Seward. And it's flicked away by Mattias.
Good play there by Bodo, stepping right up to help out Kennedy on that far side corner.
Francis can't handle on the outside. In the middle. And the whistle. Emma Durantine has played a good game. She kind of acts as a stopper to Kegel's sweeper.
Yeah, Durantine, the sophomore, doing an exceptional job this season. She stepped up, filled those defensive role quite well, I would say.
Oh, that's a great play from Burke on the outside. Intercepts the pass, moves forward, gets tripped up a bit by Morrissey, but she's still in stride. And now Phoebe Wood is whistled, and a green card issued out to Phoebe Wood. That's the second green card on a Franklin and Marshall member, the earlier one going to Colleen Francis.
Very aggressive F&M defense, I would say. Seen it all season. Green card. Down a player now.
Here's Corvey, back to the goal. However, she commits the foul. Good pickup here from Seward. Seward beats Morrissey. Nice play from Kegel, though. Pass outside to Coverdale. Now Minot. Minot, nice spin move on the far side. Gets past one defender. Gets past the second. Lily Minot going for three. Nice defensive play from Sophie Kim.
Minot running through three Hopkins defenders. Could not get around the fourth. But what a play there on the near sideline by Lily Minot. The spin move, the dribble up, the touch pass to herself. Great work from her.
Now it's Burke. Coverdale gets stuck in. Coverdale defensively works well and earns possession. Her pass, though, intended for Kennedy. Hillman flicks it all the way downfield and out of play. 18 minutes remaining here in the second half, scoreless. This Centennial Conference Championship rematch from last year. Nice win from Bodo. Oh, Sophie Kim has been so good on those 50-50 tackles, the block tackles. Her pass trickles to the outside. Mackerling inside. Santangelo makes the kick save. Cleared away by Francis. Hopkins moving the ball well. Nice work from Courtney Kennedy to get back defensively. Excellent job from this junior. Good defensive play. We'll get you an update on other Centennial Conference action throughout the league. Diplomats are tied with Haverford down at Haverford in the men's soccer championship 2-2 as they head into halftime. Swarthmore is on top of Hopkins in the women's soccer championship 2-0. And Hopkins is up 2-0 in McDaniel in the volleyball chip. Here's F&M. Coverdale can't get by the defender. Mattias goes to the far sideline looking for Sejan. Can't find her. Francis to Gula. Gula to Coverdale. Into Minot. Minot works with her back towards net. Good use of the body. Spins. Still has it. Somehow gets it away, but it's saved. I think before the shot, however, it was whistled dead by the official, and a penalty corner coming up here.
Yeah, another penalty corner coming up for F&M as they look to the sideline, get the call in from Kaylin Eager. See if she can draw up something here, possibly a play in the dirt. See if they can score, put one home, and break this tie.
Nagel not taking it. It is Phoebe Wood instead. Wood to Morrison. Morrissey, the shot, the deflection. Wood comes away with it. Back into the middle, cleared out Sejan. Now the shot from Gula, bounces around, didn't get much of it. And the referee halts play, and F&M will concede possession. That penalty corner was much more dangerous.
Absolutely. That was a great opportunity for F&M. They got the redirection right in front of Barris, and Barris making a nice save, as well as the Hopkins defense. We've seen it all day long, really, as they're converging, mucking up that part of the offensive zone right in front of the goal, making it real tough for F&M to get anything going, even just rear back for a shot.
Yeah, and I liked how they drew up the play with Morrissey to take it on the near sideline. Barris covers the inside post. All the other Hopkins defenders are towards the middle near the 6. And the shot goes near post, and Minot was there to deflect it. Looked like she wanted to get it over to Phoebe Wood, but unfortunately it wasn't a clean enough deflection where Wood could handle it accordingly and get a clean shot off.
Yeah, good opportunity, though. They're going to be looking for more of those, as that is a terrifying sight if you are Johns Hopkins. Another penalty corner for F&M. See if they can drop a similar type play.
Nagel is back in, so she'll take the corner. Comes to the near side. A little under 14 minutes remaining here in the second half. Both sides have been close. Haven't gotten it in the net. Cross to the far side, Gula. She is pressured heavily, and it's going to go back to the corner. Hopkins doing a really nice job of getting out of the net and pressuring these F&M attackers early on in the penalty corner. And that means that Nagel has got to start getting the ball out quicker.
Yeah, the speed from the Hopkins defense is troubling for the offense.
Morrissey deflected. Nagel had a chance at it. Barris, though, was there.
Another good opportunity for F&M, however. They're starting to put them more and more together in a string, as Hopkins had gone quite a while without having a possession in F&M's side of the field.
Here's Burke. Nice tackle from Morrissey. Now Phoebe Wood back on after the green card.
Great strong tackle there from Morrissey on the near side. Stepped hard and fast to the ball.
Gula couldn't get much on that pass. Towards the middle. Nice deflection out wide. Sajin to Burke. Burke intended pass for Thompson. Keegle gives it right back to her. Abby Burke towards the middle. Hopkins will keep it. That's Corvey. Nice play from Juliana Keegle. Looking for Nagel, but a nice defensive work from Seward, who was right there. Far side, Addie Peters. Working hard. Now into the middle. Thompson had her hips turned. Morrissey comes out, deflects the pass. Thompson gets it back. And a penalty corner coming up here for Johns Hopkins.
Hopkins, their first penalty corner in quite some time. Have not had too many offensive possessions here in the second half. Early on in the second half, they had some good possession, but F&M starting to take over a little bit in terms of time of possession so far in this second half.
Sajin will take it. Sam Sajin, the sophomore, last year started every game for Johns Hopkins as a freshman. She's been instrumental for this Hopkins lineup. Fake the pass. Goes to the back end. Seward works it to the far side. Shot initially is deflected. Gula does a nice job to clear this one to the right side. Burke has still got it. Her cross deflects off Morrissey. Burke now working in between a couple of defenders. Thompson gets in there. And again the whistle, and again the penalty corner.
Hopkins coming right back after those frequent stops by F&M. On the other side, Hopkins now giving it up right back to F&M.
Now it's Abby Burke to take it. Burke goes near side. Long shot, Santangelo right there.
Great save there by Santangelo. That ball was screaming towards the goal, and she comes off her line, makes a great stop right in front of the cage.
Katie Macklin coming on as Lucy Ryder heads off. Kennedy Goes inside. Gula's got a lot of space to work with. Pass looked to be towards Minot. Gula still has it after a couple of deflections. Looks up. Tries the aerial pass. And it's knocked away. Nice work here on the back end. Addie Peters.
Again, those bench players coming in and stepping up for F&M as they have been relied on all season by the Diplomats to give this team a little bit more juice, a little bit more fresh legs in the second half and late into the first half. And they've done a great job filling those roles and putting the team first.
Yeah, Addie Peters did a lot last year as a freshman as well. She came on in the midfield. Now as a sophomore stepping into that role a little bit more affirmatively, and she'll might have a chance at a starting spot next year as a couple of seniors are headed towards graduation on F&M's side. Hopkins, well, they are staying young. 5 freshmen in the starting lineup. The underclassmen, they might not have the experience, but they certainly have the talent.
Yeah, absolutely. And Hopkins is going to be a team to watch, not solely just because they are in the Centennial Conference Championship, but they are just so young, so talented, and you can only imagine that they're just going to get deeper and deeper as this freshman and sophomore class progress through.
Oh, good opportunity here. Corvey has got it. Nice job from Kegel to work back. Corvey with some high pressure. Thompson on her right. Thompson's pressure applies the turnover. Corvey goes to the middle. Pickpocketed, though, by Gula.
Gula with a great tackle there, just sweeping and stripped it right from Corvey.
Yeah, good interception from Seward on the back end. Now into the middle. Popped up. And whistled dead. Hopkins. A corner coming up. Durantine was right there to disrupt the pass. However, she's whistled for the foul.
Under 7.5 minutes left to go now. You can hear the crowds are starting to get into it more and more as we're starting to get into crunch time here in the second half.
And Carvalho returns for F&M. This is about Hopkins. Crosses in. Shot deflected wide. Oh, Thompson had a quick look. Santangelo was right there to recover. Ileana Santangelo makes up the ground and is able to stuff Izzy Thompson.
Thompson had a split-second window frame to put that one in there, and Santangelo closed that immediately, making an exceptional save, doing a great job of stopping that one and keeping this game tied.
Grace Hillman decided to take it herself on that play for Hopkins, but she couldn't get the shot off. Now it goes over to Burke. Burke saves it before it rolls out of bounds. Here's Burke. Works past a couple of defenders. And Kegel is whistled on the foul. Now it's Burke. And referee's got some words for Abby Burke after the play.
Yeah, a little extracurriculars. Never hurt nobody.
Never hurt nobody. Morrissey. Kennedy just took one off a thigh. Here's Minot trying to kickstart the counter. Good cut inside. Good cut back outside. Minot somehow keeps it in. Right on the byline. Strong defending, though, from Kim. But Lily Minot earns F&M a penalty corner. Boy, the sophomore has been outstanding. Here's the shot. And that replay again. Look at that. Thompson was right there. Santangelo recognized it well and was able to shift her hips over in front of Thompson.
Yeah, great job, Thompson, the freshman, and Minot on the other end. The sophomore doing a great job leading the F&M counterattack, getting through 3 Hopkins defenders.
Wood. Towards the middle. Gula can't handle the initial pass. Morrissey back to Gula. Her shot is deflected. And that's cleared away. We'll do it again. Hopkins still doing a nice job of getting off the line. Into the middle. Coverdale keeps it. Over to the side for Gula. Gula's shot works into a couple of Hopkins defenders, and they're able to clear it. Francis, though, to keep it. Addie Peters. Over to the side. Now Kennedy. Strong defending on the outside from Mattias, and she wins Hopkins possession. 4:15 remaining here in the second half. We are still scoreless in the 2018 Centennial Conference Championship game. Women's field hockey. It is an absolute battle. We saw overtime already once this weekend where the Diplomats were able to come away with the golden goal victory against Muhlenberg. Hopkins, they skirted by in regulation. Right now it's F&M pressuring on the offensive side, but Izzy Thompson changing the narrative. But she's stuffed from Kegel. That's why she's the sweeper.
Kegel coming up clutch there as Thompson was running right through the defense, and Kegel just comes right up and makes a fantastic tackle on Thompson to stop the counterattack for Hopkins. And F&M now back in the offensive zone, putting on some pressure.
Morsey. Durantine does nicely to get it to Minot. Minot turns her hips. It's poked away. Now Hopkins takes over. Under 3 minutes remaining. Gula. Towards the middle, looking for Kennedy. Great takeaway from the back. Some high pressure. Nice work on the outside edge. Looking for Corvey. Couldn't find her. Durantine distributes outside. Kennedy looking for Coverdale. Instead, pass intercepted, rolls out of bounds. F&M still with the high pressure. The Diplomats are bringing the heat.
Yeah, F&M is really putting on the pressure now. With under 2.5 minutes left to go here in the second half, they are going all out and see if they can break the scoreless tie.
Hopkins is packing in. All 10 players are in the defensive third. Here's Coverdale out in front. Well defended, but whistled for a corner. Big opportunity for the Diplomats. We'll watch this stuff again. Juliana Kegel, what a play defensively. That could have saved an opportunity for Izzy Thompson.
Yeah, F&M now with the late penalty corner here. Going to look to take their time with this one, see if they can capitalize on this.
Ball now on the far side on the corner. Phoebe Wood still to take it. .120 remaining to Coverdale. Shot deflected off of the leg, and the referee is going to say we have to do this again. They look to the sideline. Eager and Nolt throwing up numbers. 1 minute now remaining, and it seems like this might be the final offensive look for the Diplomats. Coverdale over to Gula. Gula high pressure, that one knocked away. Nice work, as it has been all afternoon for Johns Hopkins on these penalty corners. This time it's Grace Hillman clearing the zone.
Again, Grace Hillman coming up clutch for Hopkins. And who else would you need but Grace Hillman to come up and make a play for you on the defensive end?
30 seconds left. Hillman has still needs to hold strong for Johns Hopkins. Good aerial pass from Kennedy, just doesn't find a Diplomat stick. Oh, F&M still has it. Coverdale turns, sends one through, but that ball is whistled dead, and now it looks like we've got overtime coming up here on Tyler. A long clear to the far sideline, 2 seconds left, and that will do it here in regulation. We're going to need overtime for the 2018 Centennial Conference Championship. Field hockey, F&M, and Johns Hopkins go into overtime. It's been a back-and-forth game. While the first half was very defensive-oriented, the second half, both teams freeing themselves a bit, and they had good offensive looks on both sides. Johns Hopkins looking for their first championship game since 2000. Looking for their first championship win since 2003. Hopkins beat Gettysburg 4-3 in overtime to win the Centennial Conference title. Franklin and Marshall back in 2016, they lost in overtime at Ursinus 2-1. And then, of course, last year beating Hopkins in regulation 2-1. But it's only going to take one goal day for one of these two teams to leave victorious. F&M looking to repeat as champions for their fourth title, their second straight overall. And Hopkins looking for that elusive title since 2003. It all starts here on Tyler's Field in the first period of overtime. 10 minutes on the clock. Both teams are set. F&M moving from right to left, and Hopkins moving from left to right. Happy to be with you guys to bring you this unbelievable game. Jack Heffer, Xander Schubert. This has been a great game so far.
Oh, it's been exceptional. Absolutely fantastic game. Overtime, a little more space here as they only play with 7, 6 out on the field with the goalkeeper, as it'll be a little more exciting offensively and see if they can get a little bit more opportunities on both sides, a lot more space to play with.
A lot more space to play with and a lot less bodies clogging up the middle of the penalty box, and that will work to F&M's advantage as they earn the corner. "14 penalty corners for this F&M squad. Cross goes to Coverdale. Hopkins does a nice job to get out wide. The shot from Coverdale, the save from Barris. And it goes all the way out wide where Thompson will just knock it down the field. Nice control here from Maddie Brown Scherer. She led the way with 5 shots for Johns Hopkins. Into the middle, but it's intercepted by Melissa Gula. Gula looking for Minot. Minot gets tied up. No pun intended.
That was a good one.
Thank you. I didn't even realize it. Long pass down the field is whistled down. Morrissey will take over. Kayla Corvey on the near side here for Hopkins, paired up with Katie Mackerline. She's right there guarding Minot. Minot working on the sideline. Teetering her way down, and this will go to Corvey. Mackerline. Here's Thompson. Gets past Kegel. Kegel regains some footing. Into the middle. And now it's Phoebe Wood trying to clear it. Wood gets it away. And a penalty corner coming up for Hopkins.
One on each side now for both teams, as this overtime period is already exciting, coming right off of a very offensively driven second half, and we're seeing much of the same for both teams.
Hopkins had 8 penalty corners throughout the game. Goes near side. Now flooding the middle. The shot deflected by Gula. Gridlocked. The block tackle. And F&M survives it. Minot now on the near side. Her pass is broken up. Now to the middle. The shot deflected and just works past the post. That was a great play from Corvey. Hopkins will keep it. Mackerline to take the free position. Now over to the near side. Into the middle, broken up. Nice play from Lily Minot. Clock is stopped. Referee is going to send off Sarah Mattias. And that's a green card. And now Hopkins, they are down a player.
Yeah, that's going to be tough to come back with here. I mean, only got 6 on the field. Now they're down a man, and this is going to be tough. Going to be interesting to see how they play this out defensively, and because they're going to try and pack it in, but with only 5 players, it's going to be difficult to crowd up that area in front of the goal.
Yeah, you definitely have to be conservative here if you're Johns Hopkins and sit on the defensive side of things, try to counter. Thompson comes out, and on that counter, Samasajan comes into the game. She's more of a defensive-minded player. Nice defensive play from Sophie Kim. Wood on the far side. Cross is deflected by Burke. Wood flicks it in. Cleared away by Kim. Now it's Hopkins on the counter. Sajan. Gula gets a piece of it. Corvey comes away. Now it's Morrissey over to Coverdale. Coverdale finds a wide open Phoebe Wood. Wood gets by Sajan. Good recovery though from Samasajan, and she works it now to the middle. Courtney Kennedy comes on for the Diplomats. Nice work from Corvey, but Morrissey is right there. Just back and forth, neither team able to keep possession. They're kind of going man-to-man here.
Yeah, these two teams, there's a reason that they're ranked 10th and 11th in the country. Not much separating these two, as still scoreless halfway through overtime.
Pass to Gula in space. Melissa Gula turns to the right, gets a shot into the middle, and it's cleared away. Sprinting on is Sarah Mattias. She returns from the penalty. So Hopkins is at even strength. Morrissey looking for Minot. It's tipped away. Hillman. Hard pass up the flank. Good control.
Good channeling there by Kegel, pushing her
Megan
to the
O'Full.
near side.
Megan O'Full, the senior forward. Her pass just past the stick of Abby Burke. Things tied up in Haverford as the Diplomats and the Fords knotted at 2 apiece. Johns Hopkins, they can call themselves women's volleyball champions as they blank McDaniel 3-0. Courtney Kennedy gets laid out. F&M will get possession. Swarthmore is on top of Hopkins in the women's soccer final. Mattias can't clear it. Minot to the middle. Kennedy's on it. And a penalty corner coming up for the Diplomats. Hillman gave away the foul. 2:34 remaining here in the first period of overtime. F&M had overtime yesterday. Not only 1 period, but 2.
Yeah, they've got to be tired. You know, going back-to-back overtime games is hard enough as it is on its own, but back-to-back games, I mean, that is just, you have got to be drained. But, hey, it's the conference championship.
Yep.
You got to put everything out there.
This is willpower. Morrissey, Coverdale, Gula. The shot deflected off of Morrissey and out of bounds. Gula, Morrissey, and Kegel have basically played the entire game, and Minot. Morrissey's pass intercepted by Burke. Excuse me, that was Brown Schurer. Tough foul in the back. This is going to go F&M's way.
Under 90 seconds now.
far side, excuse me, the near side referee pulls the starting position back for the Diplomats. They still have possession, though. Nice move from Courtney Kennedy. Kennedy with her back towards the net. Now it's Minot. Spins. Minot, the touch. What a save by Barris.
Barris with an exceptional diving save there to stop Minot. Minot was one-on-one with her, and she just couldn't get it past Barris.
She just laid out and put her body on the line.
That's what you got to do. Conference championship games, everything is in play.
Good move from Gula. Gula behind. Cleared away. Morrissey is right on it, though. Morrissey was looking for Gula, but Gula's gassed.
Gula's been running up and down all game. Played the double overtime yesterday, and she has not stopped running. She has got to be exhausted.
They come one play at a time, one run at a time. 30 seconds remaining in the first period of overtime. Gula pickpockets Megan O'Full. Now to Minot. Minot. Are you kidding me? The upstairs save from Barris. Lily Minot pulling one out of the books. Now inside to Kennedy. Kennedy can't get the shot off. 1 second left, and that'll be it. First period of overtime ends in thrilling fashion. Lily Minot juggles the ball for 15 yards and gets a high shot off, and Jody Barris pulls out the Matumbo and swats it away.
Yeah, Minot with exceptional stick skills here. As we'll see it, she just keeps juggling that up and down onto her stick, trying to just trick Barris, but Barris was alert to it and swats that one away.
No, 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 not today. We'll keep it right here. And championship has never been decided by penalty strokes, and I do believe that after the second overtime, it does go to penalty strokes.
Yes, you are right there.
So if that is the case, well, hang on to your seats, folks. 10 minutes remaining in the golden goal overtime. The sudden death, the winner take all, as you have it. Hopkins and F&M. If you're F&M, you're tired, but that doesn't matter. That's the last thought on your mind.
Yeah, they had some great momentum going into the second overtime period. The flurry of shots at the end of that first overtime period really going to hopefully carry them into the second overtime period, knowing that they have the ability to get those shots on, and eventually one of those is going to fall. Hopkins on the other end, though, defensively, they got to say, well, we stopped them, we got it, we can keep this going. And offensively, they're just going to need a few more passes, a few more looks here and there to get going in the second overtime.
Yeah, and you talk about defensively for Johns Hopkins, one of the personnel that they elect to start here in the second half, Semasajan, right in the middle of the field, defensive-minded sophomore who's played well. We're off in the second overtime. Izzy Thompson, pass falls behind her. Now it's Erin Coverdale. She's got Minot ahead. Sajan draws close to Coverdale. Deflects a pass behind. Deflects the ball behind, and now it's Phoebe Wood on the outside. Wood's cross, deflected up into the middle. Minot lays out, and referee signals Hopkins ball.
Good channeling there by Sajan on the near side, not letting Coverdale get cut back towards the middle where Minot was waiting for the pass.
Corvey waiting as the striking forward on that far sideline. Hopkins takes it from out of bounds. Sweet move there from Sarah Matias. Now to Corvey. Corvey, a nice little touch to herself. But Melissa Gula is right there, so strong defensively. Although she runs in to Matias, and now it's 2-on-1. Hopkins with a chance. Thompson, the save from Santangelo. Another sweep shot that ricochets off of Kegel's foot, and F&M clears it away. Ileana Santangelo with a potential game-saving save.
We've seen it all year, Kef. Absolutely amazing play from Santangelo. This is the reason she is one of the best goalkeepers F&M has ever seen. Leads the school, now owns the school record for wins after this season, and it is just exceptional play from her. She has had an amazing career here.
She's going to be sorely missed, but She's still sorely needed
Oh,
for
absolutely.
this season. Detrimental. Or excuse me. Yeah, pretty much the key to this defense. The last hurrah, as you would say.
Yes.
Of course. Hopkins has got it. Wood knocks it down. Got Thompson on her. Goes to Minot. Minot. Oh, watch out. Ankle's broken. Minot again to the middle. Minot. The shot. Minot. Oh, the save from Barris.
Minot putting an ankle-breaking crossover there as Hopkins defenders just fell over, didn't know what to do, but great play there by Minot, looking like something out of the NBA.
Gula. Back to Minot. Minot working with it. Gets her way to the outside. Crosses it in. Hard cross. Beats the stick of Mattias. And a penalty corner coming up for F&M. Lily Minot has been the player of the game offensively for the Diplomats.
Oh, yeah. Minot has played exceptional. We'll see it again here. Look at that crossover one. And then she goes and does it again, getting past two Hopkins defenders. Gets the shot on, but a great kick save there from Barris to keep this one knotted at 0.
Here's Phoebe Wood on the inbound corner. Wood to Gula. Gula at the top of the key. Now goes over to Coverdale. Coverdale frees up some space, and another corner coming up. Boy, I wish that there was a continuation rule, and I know that Hopkins had a similar feeling earlier in this game, but if you don't play to the foul there, you let Aaron Coverdale have that open shot, who knows what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. You love to see it in soccer, like playing in the advantage and whatnot. Possibility of that rule coming over into field hockey, you never know.
Never know. Here's Gula. Now to the other side. Deflected wide. Coverdale. Trying to work some magic. Gets it inside. Wood. The shot. The save from Barris. Minot gets stuck in. And Barris with two big saves and a timeout called. And it looks like we'll take a break here with 5:50 remaining. Well, we'll keep it right here. And we'll give you some update on other action around the Centennial Conference. The Women's Soccer Championship, that game has broken open in the second half. Swarthmore leads Johns Hopkins in Baltimore 5-0. And it looks like the Garnet will pronounce to a championship in women's soccer. Franklin and Marshall and Haverford on the men's side, they are still tied 2-2 after an electric first half featuring 4 goals in the opening 30 minutes. So those two games are, well, the men's game, still anybody's game. Swarthmore looks like they will be champions on the women's side. And, of course, Hopkins champions in volleyball as they won earlier in the Mazer Center. So congratulations to Johns Hopkins. Last year, in 2017, Johns Hopkins hosted every single conference championship game. That was crazy. And they had a football game that weekend, too.
That is an incredible stat right there, absolutely.
Yeah. It just shows you how Hopkins has really invested in their athletic programs. I mean, their basketball squad, usually top 3 in this conference every single season. Baseball is dominant every year, year in and year out. Softball as well for Hopkins. They've had a lot of success in the past couple of years. Franklin and Marshall, you could say the same.
This is true. Lacrosse, men's, women's lacrosse, football last year.
Early turnover. Here's Coverdale. What a defensive play by Sophie Kim, but a penalty is awarded. This will be a penalty stroke, and this could do it. And who but? It's Caitlin Morrissey to take it. Double OT, scoreless game. F&M pouncing on a turnover. Coverdale works her way in and is fouled. And now it'll be Caitlin Morrissey against Jody Barris. Just wide.
Speechless, absolutely speechless, of course. But no better way. This game, we knew it was going to keep going.
It had to.
Had to keep going. Could not end like that, as we've got 5:40 left in this second overtime, but there's no way this game was going to end like that.
Last year, Annie Horsley would take the stroke for F&M. And Morrissey puts up a good shot, but just could not zero it in on frame. Here's Gula. She's mobbed. It's an instant classic right now. Nice play here from Melissa Gula. Uh-oh, pass gets by Grace Hillman, and now Coverdale. Hillman makes up for it.
There's a reason she's the reigning Centennial Conference Defensive Player of the Year, and that right there shows you why.
Made the initial mistake, but made up for it. Her mom played at Dickinson. She was accustomed to the Centennial Conference atmosphere even before she stepped on campus. Lucy Ryder returning to play for Hopkins. And Lily Minot back on for F&M after a quick breather. Gula intercepts the pass. 3v3 working forward off the shin of Sarah Mattias. Gula still has it. Looking for Minot, finds her. Minot, 1v1 with Hillman. Ball gets away from her. And now Kim gets it over to the outside.
Gula still has yet to come out, and she has played every minute this entire weekend. I am in awe of her performance this weekend, just running up and down the field, never coming out, and still playing an amazing field hockey out there for F&M.
She's doing a great job. The facilitator for the Diplomats on the offensive side, and she's made some good defensive plays as well.
Yeah, the maestro offensively, and a big defensive stopper on the defensive side.
Kim looking for Sejan, intercepted. Phoebe Wood pumps it out wide from Minot. Good hustle from Abby Burke on the outside. Excuse me, that's Ryder. Lucy Ryder's pass to the outside flank. Nice move to get by Morrissey. To get tied up. And F&M will grab possession. 3 minutes remaining here in the second period of overtime. Diplomats and Blue Jays knotted at 0.
We have seen it all here today, Kev.
We have.
From a penalty stroke to diving saves to dribbles and juggling up in the air and a Matumbo slot. We have seen everything today.
This has been one for the ages. Nice tackle from Caitlin Morrissey. Foul, and it goes Hopkins' way. Lucy Ryder has done a nice job for Hopkins working in as a sub, and her impact here in the second half has been felt. Mattias to take it. Airs one out to the corner. Ryder knocks it down, crosses it off of the shin of Caitlin Morrissey, and it's going to be a penalty corner coming up for Hopkins on the other end. 2 minutes remaining. Hopkins drawing up a play. This has been their lone chance in the quarter, or excuse me, in the period. Hopkins to draw it up. Sejan to take it. Sejan goes towards the middle, and it gets by the stick of Mattias. Goes back to Sarah Mattias. She flicks it in the pass. Oh, just past the post. That was Sema Sejan who deflected that one wide.
That was a dangerously bounding ball there. F&M breathes a sigh of relief as Santangelo looks back and sees it roll just wide. And F&M lives to see another day.
Ryder on the outside. Fouled by Morrissey. A minute remaining here in overtime. If this one ends scoreless, we go to penalty strokes. No Centennial Conference game has ever been decided by penalty strokes. The shot, the save, it looks like it was whistled dead before it got to Santangelo. 40 seconds remaining. Gula all the way down. Nice play.
30 seconds.
Arias just knocks it out of bounds. 25 remaining. Kegel tries to settle it and gets things started. Looks for Coverdale. Coverdale gets it by. Kim is right there. Kim works by one defender. Coverdale still on her.
10 seconds.
Into the middle. Burke. Hard pass up. 5 seconds left. Gula puts it down. That will be it in overtime.
That is the horn ending.
Scoreless through regulation. Scoreless through overtime. This one will come down to penalty strokes. Both teams start walking towards the near side goal, and that is because the sun right now, the angle of the sun makes it a little bit difficult for the goalie on the far end, as the sun would just be directly in the goalkeeper's eyes. So they're going to have the goalies face away from the sun, which is the smart decision. Both teams walking towards the line right now, including Katie O'Loughlin, who is in a wheelchair. She was injured earlier this year, tore an ACL. She is wheeled out by Colleen Francis. Everybody coming together here. And all the F&M fans, they're leaving the stands on the far side, and they are moving down to the near side. Hopkins is doing the same to get closer to the net.
Yeah, this one is going to be very interesting here. Everybody lining up here.
Ileana Santangelo, she will be in the net first.
Unfamiliar territory for the Centennial Conference in general.
Katie Mackerline will be the first to take it for Johns Hopkins. Mackerline, the junior midfielder from Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. Penalty strokes to decide the 2018 Centennial Conference champion here on Tyler. Mackerline nets it home. Hopkins goes up 1-0, and now will be Lily Minot, who will try to answer against Jody Barris.
Yeah, that was a good move there by Mackerline.
Barris comes out of the net. Minot clips it around the goalkeeper. Freezes. Good save from Barris on the near side.
Great move there on both sides, as Minot made a great play trying to just flick it around Barris. But to no avail as Barris makes a diving save.
Move to the outside. Santangelo lays out the shot. Saved, and the second one saved as well. Avery Seward unable to get another goal, and that will be Gula. Gula dribbles in. Initial save. The other shot is saved again. Barris out in front, and Hopkins still leads 1-0 through 2 rounds.
This is going to be a critical one for F&M to save this.
Abby Burke to take it. The shot whistles past the net. Now will be Coverdale, 18 goals on the season, reigning Centennial Conference Player of the Year and All-American for F&M. She eclipsed her point total from last season. Coverdale flicks it up on her stick, swatted away by Brody. Barris hits it away. Coverdale can't convert. And we are through 3 rounds. On to the 4th. Sarah Mattias to take. The shot. Off the post and in. And the Blue Jays up 2-0, and F&M must score. If they want to keep their championship hopes alive, it'll go to Courtney Kennedy.
Courtney Kennedy, the bench player, role player for F&M, and this is a huge moment.
Kennedy, 1v1, to the right, the shot, in the back of the net.
And we're in for more.
The Diplomat faithful hopes stay alive, and Ileana Santangelo will have to come up with a save here if F&M wants another shot at it. Michaela Corvey, the sophomore, transfer from Colgate, comes to the line. Corvey, Santangelo, Corvey, shot, into the back of the net, and that's it. Johns Hopkins is your 2018 Centennial Conference champions, and they celebrate here in Lancaster. First championship for the Blue Jays since 2003, and it is in historic fashion. The Blue Jays beat the Diplomats in penalty strokes. What a game it was, and what a heartbreaker for F&M.
This game has me speechless. We have legitimately seen it all, and what a great way to finish this one. We've been here for 2 hours of field hockey, and we have seen everything under the sun with it. A heartbreaking loss for F&M as they controlled play during the regulation and went back and forth at moments, but Hopkins comes away with it off the historic penalty stroke shootout, and now they're Centennial Conference champions, giving it right back to F&M, who won at their place last year.
And you have to talk about how Hopkins defended so well in that first half, and really in the second half when F&M opened up a couple of opportunities. Can't say enough about Jody Barris. What a great job in net she did.
Yeah, Barris stood on her head today as the goalkeeper. She did an exceptional job keeping this game scoreless through regulation into overtime. There were some tough saves she had to make coming off her line, making some sliding saves, kicking the ball away out from in front of the net, and she just did a fantastic job for the Blue Jays.
Michaela Corvey with the winner on the penalty strokes, but she was helped throughout the entire game by a slew of Blue Jays. Too many to mention, but just a few. Is Sema Sajan. What a great game she had. Abby Burke was excellent on the outside. Defensively, Sophie Kim, I felt like we talked about her the entire game. She was in on every defensive play. And when you look at the F&M chances throughout overtime, throughout regulation, Lily Minot was at the center of the conversation. She had an outstanding game. And you also have to credit Melissa Gula, what she did in the midfield. She was a marathon woman out there on the field today and yesterday. She plowed through some physical toughness.
Yeah, Gula and Minot both having just fantastic tournaments this weekend. Gula playing every minute of both games, both double overtime playing games, and she was running up and down the field for F&M. And as well as Lily Minot, the offensive stud, as she just kept this Diplomats offense paced, even with Hopkins zeroing in on Coverdale, making sure that she wouldn't get many opportunities, as Minot took the role, stepped up, and really put the offense on her back and made some great opportunities for her and her teammates.
Well, we are blessed today as Steve Ulrich, the Centennial Conference Commissioner, is here to give out the trophy and the MVP of the tournament, as well as the banner, which will go to Johns Hopkins, their first Centennial Conference title since 2003. There were many games going on. We're lucky that Ulrich chose to come to F&M. Of course, the Centennial Conference home is just a couple blocks down the street from the Diplomats, so it's an easy ride for him to come out here. But a lot of great games that were going on this beautiful Sunday afternoon in the Centennial Conference. And this is a great this really is a great honor for Johns Hopkins, and it's well-deserved throughout the season. They made the adjustments against F&M after a tough regular season loss in which the Diplomats were just dominant. Defensively, they got their bearings together. They came today, they disrupted passes, they created some opportunities of their own there, and they defended well. And then in penalty strokes, they came up the victors.
Yeah, you can tell they were prepared for the penalty strokes. It looked as though they had been practicing them for a while. They came prepared, and they returned the favor to F&M after losing on their home turf last year in the Centennial Conference title game, but now we can return the favor to F&M here on Tyler.
We'll see if Franklin and Marshall's season continues. They could look for an at-large bid for the NCAA tournament. Johns Hopkins is granted the auto bid into the NCAA tournament. We will see where they will be seated likely tomorrow. That will come out on NCAA.com. So we'll see how the bracket shapes up. Hopefully F&M's season continues as they look for that at-large bid. We'll let you guys enjoy the championship presentation. I really want to thank you for joining us. This is one of the most fun broadcasts I've had here at Tyler's Field. An incredible day, an incredible game. Wouldn't want to be with anybody else besides you, Xander.
Oh, thank you. Love to hear that. It has been the best field hockey game I have ever witnessed in my life. I can say that for sure. And I don't know if I'll ever see another one like it.
No, I don't think so. This one has historic numbers written all over it. It will go down in the history books as one of the best field hockey conference championship games that you will ever see really across D3 sports. This was an incredible, incredible game. Congratulations to Johns Hopkins. They are Centennial Conference champions the first time since 2003 and their third championship in program history. For Xander Schubert, I'm Jack Keffer. Thanks for tuning in today at GoDiplomats.com. Enjoy the rest of the presentation. We'll give this one over to John Whitworth. Have a great night, everybody.
They have done. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for both teams and a memorable championship final. Good luck to both Franklin and Marshall and Johns Hopkins as we wrap it up from Tyler's Field here on the campus of Franklin and Marshall College. Thank you for attending this afternoon's championship match and for your support of the Centennial Conference and its student athletes. Please drive safely as you head home. Good afternoon, everyone.